The section of the James River designated as the Middle James begins in the Ridge and Valley region and traverses the Piedmont region of Virginia, from Lynchburg all the way to Rockettes Landing and Richmond. The Middle James Watershed extends west to Amherst County, north to Greene County, south to Prince Edward County, and east to Charles City County. The Middle James Watershed encompasses 6,200 square miles and 12 counties and cities, including Amherst, Nelson, Buckingham, Fluvanna, Albemarle, Goochland, Cumberland, Powhatan, Chesterfield, Henrico, City of Richmond, and the City of Lynchburg. As it departs Lynchburg, the James cuts a roughly northeast course to Scottsville, where it encounters a harder type of bedrock. This change in geology creates a large meander, known as Horseshoe Bend, and sets the James on an east-southeasterly track for Richmond. The James travels 153 miles between Lynchburg and Richmond, and along the way it meets up with the Tye River, the Rockfish River, the Hardware River, the Slate River, the Ravenna River, and the Willis River. The historic capital of the Monacan Indian Nation, known as Rassawick, was located at the confluence of the Ravenna and the James. A number of islands dot the Middle James, the largest of which is Elk Island in Goochland County. Before reaching Richmond, the James is relatively calm, except for some Class 1 riffles. When the James gets to Richmond, it encounters a fall line and drops about 105 feet over the course of 7 miles. This produces a recreational whitewater area, unusual for an urban setting. The rapids range from a Class 1 all the way up to a Class 5. This fall line is the divider between the Piedmont and the Tidewater regions, and to the east of it, the tidal waters of the lower James begin. For any European settlers, it would have been as far west as they could travel on the James by boat, and this contributed to the founding of Richmond. Canals to bypass the rapids were built in the 1800s, as well as canals to provide power generation. A number of state parks and wildlife management areas fall along the Middle James, including the James River Wildlife Management Area, the Hardware River Wildlife Management Area, Powhatan State Park, and James River State Park. If you want to explore the Middle James, the Department of Wildlife Resources has 14 recommended floats, ranging from 2 miles to 15 miles in length. While you're out on the river, keep an eye out for wildlife. Because the Middle James covers such a diverse swath of Virginia, it is home to a diversity of species as well, everything from bald eagles to river otters. Close to Richmond, you can even find more coastal species like osprey and cormorants. Commonly encountered fish species in the Middle James include smallmouth bass, sunfish, and catfish, making the Middle James popular with people who fish. The Middle James watershed is also home to a number of threatened, endangered, and protected species, such as the James spiny mussel and the tricolored bat. And, of course, it might also be home to you. Let's join together to protect our Virginia watersheds.